So I'm going to call this meeting to order, and to add to our agenda, we just have some correspondence for information. There's a Wyndham Regional Commission, a Trans-Canada meeting discussion that's going to be on April 20th. And then the Agency of Transportation sent us information on the stormwater improvements they plan to make at the State Garage on Route 5. So with that, we have the minutes from March 29th and April 4th.
I move approval of the minutes of March 29th and April 4th.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I don't think I was here the 29th, was I?
No, you weren't.
I was here the 4th, so I guess I can abstain from both, but it's fine. You get a quorum.
Okay. All right, we'll do that. Then we have warrants 21, 21P, and HRA number 1.
So I'll approve for payment warrant 21, warrant 21P, and HRA number 1.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? The warrant 21 is for a total of $37,758.49. There are payroll, transfers, fuel, allocations. The second half of our allocations. So, for example, we're at a town meeting last year, we approved money for the fire department and some of the social services. $24,750 is going to the West Dummerston Volunteer Fire Department. There are gravel payments, Blue Cross Blue Shield, and some backhoe repairs. Any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. We have no members of the public right now, so if we want to move on to the road foreman's report. We
Did you notice if they had picked up the signs for the covered bridge, the flashing one over the bus coming across?
When I came over, I didn't see any signs.
Alright, they told me they were gonna finish today, so I was,
Okay, I didn't see any. Did you see any when you just came over?
I didn't.
Okay.
Okay.
alright, they probably picked them up then.
So is,
Okay,
yes, so covered bridge update?
yes, so on the covered bridge, when I talked to them at noon, they said they were gonna be finished today. So, if the signs are gone, they're finished, which I think they are.
Lee, I should mention, I actually spoke with the foreman there this morning, and I don't know if you've noticed, but there was a puddle that was developing in the middle of the bridge when it rained.
I have not noticed that, but he did mention that to me.
Okay, yeah, and he said he was gonna inspect for it, and it helped that it rained today, of course, so maybe, yeah.
He didn't see anything, but
Okay.
that's not saying
Okay.
something wasn't there. Yeah. So that went well. The only, of course, we did get a few complaints about not enough signs, but it's very hard to sign everything, and we don't want everyone using Quarry Road. So we try not to actually put up as detour signs for there. We kind of let people figure it out.
If I can just speak to that also,
Yep.
the first day of the detour, I was crossing the bridge, and there was 2 cars backed up onto Route 30, and it was really pretty dangerous. And I mean, if we could even just have a sign, on the Quarry Road end that says, "Please yield to bridge traffic," so that folks would know. Because it's kind of a blind curve when you're heading north on Route 30, and people don't expect.
For the Green Iron Bridge.
Yeah, people don't expect people to be stopped in the middle of Route 30.
Yes, and when that bridge was actually done, there was a lot of discussion. We tried to get a turn lane in, and it's not wide enough.
Yep.
And, for the most part, I don't think there's usually a backup there, but probably for that detour, a lot of people using it then.
Yeah,
It's just hard, cause once you start across,
I
then
understand.
two people come.
yeah.
But, yes, if we find that it's a problem more often, I don't mind,
Yeah. Maybe next time.
right,
Yeah,
put that on the list. Okay. On the covered bridge, and I did look at the bridge report and it was on it. There is some old ant damage up in there. It's not on a structural member or anything. But I did try to get a hold of a pest control person just to, inspect it, and if they need to treat it, It's on the inside of the bridge, not on the exterior. I was trying to get a hold of Orkin. I don't know if anyone has worked with any other pest control
Is that
services.
Bain?
Abatum.
Yeah. That's the one that I know of.
I take it they're out of this area, but I
Probably,
don't know yet.
yeah.
Yes, I'll give them a call. Orkin, when he returned my call, I haven't got back to him, but he was pretty much like, we don't do things like hanging out over on the bridge. Sounded like he was pretty much household residence type of thing, but, alright. So that's something we have to, it looks like they're all gone. In the Foreman, he looked at it too, and he thought they were all gone. It's just a matter of, I guess it wouldn't hurt to have somebody look at it, and if they put a preventative spray on there, I think it wouldn't hurt things. So, the new 1 ton, I don't know if you saw the spreadsheet on the prices that Lori made up.
So, just going back to the bridge and
Yep,
just so
yep.
that the public can rest assured, if you did do something, this would be, you have a company that is licensed and,
Right.
they would do it within all the safety.
Yep. Yep,
Laws
we'd have to
and
get their
everything.
proof of
Yeah.
insurance
Sure.
and
It'd
their
have to be
workman's
done,
comp.
Yeah,
and
so
that
there'd
kind
be
of
no risk to the public traveling on the bridge while
Right.
this is done, so that
Right.
would just be
They
something.
can give you a copy of their pesticide license and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
too. so.
It might be worth mentioning that the bridge work was done sooner than expected, which I'm sure.
Oh yes,
People will be
it's
pleased
2
with that.
days early, I
Yep.
think. And they, yeah, they definitely like it that way rather than the other way.
Yep.
Back to the truck.
Alright. So anyways, Goss out of South Burlington was the lowest bid. I did get a hold of them. Everything is equal as far as warranties. I think it was a equal bid. So I think they should receive the bid.
The question I had, Lee, on the warranties was,
Yep.
the warranty that I think the 5-year warranty, that's just engine and transmission. And some of them listed, or one of them listed a basically bumper to bumper warranty for 3 years.
Yes, and this is a bumper to bumper except for brakes, windshield wipers, those kind of things.
So Goss's 3820 is bumper to bumper, basically, it's.
Yes, except for, I think they
Right.
call them expendables or something.
Because the other thing, I got looking at it, and I don't know, I think Goss is fine. Summit's $1,100 difference, but they have $200 in here for seat covers, and the other companies didn't include the seat covers, is that what I'm?
They're included in the price.
Okay, all right.
So, they just didn't,
Okay.
separate them out.
Okay,
We just definitely wanted
so it's truly $1,100 difference then, okay. all
yes. And I did check on the, you know, how many times we're gonna have to go up. And they'll deliver everything. And, A.S. Clark, is planning on buying the trade
Yeah.
from Goss.
right. I guess,
Or whoever, you know.
yeah, I guess I'll move then if, based on Lee's recommendation, that we buy the new Dodge truck from Goss in Burlington for $68,011.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. There.
Okay. I did, sign, Matt Bolster up to work part-time. It's not like he's gonna be working every day or, just when he's available. But in order to have people driving the larger trucks, we have to have them be on the, drug and alcohol policy, so he has to go down and get the, pre-employment drug test, and there's a few things like that, so, he should be, all signed up now. We've been, doing some grading, raking, a couple, things that I would like to do would earn in the budget, if we have money left over at the end of this year, or the budget is looking good. There's those 2 tree stumps at the corner of East West and Miller Road, where the visibility is really bad. I've already talked to the phone company to they're gonna move the pole down the hill further, so we can complete that. I told them it's May, to make sure that everything is working out all right in the budget. There's a large dead tree on Dutton Farm Road that I would like to take down. This winter with the large amounts of snow, at certain times of the year, the snow is building up in East-West Road in a few spots where the ledge is right out next to the road. There's no shoulders. And there's a couple spots there that I would like to do. The big repairs, operating costs, whatever you wanna call it, are gonna be on the backhoe tires. We're gonna need some before winter, so we might end up buying them out of this year's budget, depending on how things go. And then another idea, the shed roof, up at the shop. We priced it out for last year and then we just never, ended up buying the metal, but, it's $1,000 for the metal for replacing the roof. I think it's original, so I don't know what year that
Is
is.
it salt shed?
No, it's actually that, where the outdoor furnace is, that shed over there. It's got quite a few leaks in it, but there's nothing really important under it, so we haven't been.
So is this something you're saying you would do your,
Yeah, I
your own
thought,
guys would
yeah,
do it?
yeah, or I'd do it, yeah, or hopefully Ron is willing,
Yeah,
and we just buy the metal. But, and then if anyone else has any other things that they see around town that, you know, it might be a good opportunity to get some of these projects that we'll never be able to really budget into the budget. But,
Lee, I'm curious about the dead tree that, you know, I guess was across Camp Arden Road and is now along the side of it.
oh, yes.
Yeah. What are your plans with that?
Mark Cracom pushed that out one night. I looked at it, but it's been there for, I don't know, a couple weeks now.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure
I know.
if it's good wood.
It's not very good,
Right.
yeah,
And we use it up here.
yeah.
If it's not, it's pretty much over the bank, or if it's okay there, we tend to just leave them there.
Yep.
too.
Yeah, I don't know if it would interfere with plowing, it's,
Right, right. We definitely have to move it out of the zone.
yeah, I also didn't know if, push it over the bank, if that would do anything to the bank.
Right, right. We aren't gonna, that's right along the river, so
Right.
if it has a chance to go even close to the river, then we'll pick it up.
Yeah,
Yeah. Waterways, even with chips out of the chipper, we do our best not to, just stay away from them. Yep. The other thing I had mentioned, I think Steve before, was the conveyor down at the sand pit. We don't use it anymore. It's a conveyor that Wayne had bought from, I believe, Terry Tyler. That made it. It says in the town report, I think it says 52-foot conveyor. And was wondering if we could go, and it doesn't have to be right now, at some point if we could go out. I guess we'd sell it by bid, if that's, I don't know how else you really do it with,
We had actually put some anticipated
Yeah.
revenue in
Oh,
next
okay,
year's
for that.
budget for selling that.
alright, so we should do it after July.
After- Yeah.
Okay. Perfect. Other than that, I didn't have a lot.
Okay. I met with the emergency management director, and she's putting her, finalizing her fiscal year 17 purchases and the servicing generators.
Yep.
Do you have that lined up?
No, tonight she mentioned it to me,
Okay,
so, yeah, I'll make a call.
all right, great.
Yeah, and I asked her, like, is this the last one, or is there one more? Next year, I guess, maybe.
We're anticipating,
Yep,
there being one next year, but we have, she has 1,500 in her budget for a generator
okay,
this year.
yep. Well, it's good to just keep doing them, as long as there's money there, so. Otherwise, I think I'd go with like a 2-year cycle on them. But
Okay.
As long as we're on trees, that tree by the post office, remember last year, just coming up the south side
Oh,
of the
the
driveway?
little one?
Right, so the problem went away when the leaves fell off. but
Yep.
It's gonna come back shortly, so can we follow up on that as well?
Okay.
How we're gonna take care of that tree for the people coming out of that driveway who can't look. It blocks the view going, because
yeah.
for northbound traffic in the village, people coming out of the post office, up the hill on the south side of the driveway.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
You can't see.
Do you happen to know who might, or do I need, I'll look it up,
don't
who's
know.
owns that?
I don't know anymore. Yeah, I don't right now, Lee. And I
Okay.
can also try to ask some questions.
Well, I don't mind looking it up. I think I'd just rather, I'll mention it to whoever that we're gonna have to deal with it. And,
Yeah.
And then if they don't really like it, then it's definitely, will probably be back to you guys.
Right,
Okay.
right, and if you're over on West Street, going around, puttering around,
Looking for
doing a
stuff.
couple trees here, a couple, I could have you, I'd give you some, a list of, people who haven't licensed their dogs.
Drop
On
notices.
West Street,
Alright.
stop by and
Do you want me to bring the dogs back?
Bring it right down to Z.
so,
No.
Well, let's make sure they still have the dog before we
Yeah,
tag
yeah.
them.
So we have a couple, we're going to meet with you in executive session.
Yep.
But I think it might be nice if you stick around for discussion about the disbursement schedule for the center station.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
thank you.
Lee.
So, under correspondence for information, is there anything there you want to go into detail? Okay.
I looked for the letter RE nuisance dogs, and I did not see it in there. Have
You
you
know,
taken
I
action on
think
it?
I think our assistant select board person has been catching up on filing, and so I think it's been filed already. But
Okay.
Donald Palaka from Winter Bell Drive had emailed us
Mhm.
his response to the letters that I sent, and he wanted them in the record. So they, I think, have been permanently, we all got them through the email, and now they're permanently part of the town record.
Okay, thank you.
They're in a file somewhere, gotcha.
Yeah.
We have it there.
So, under correspondence for discussion and or action, we have the disbursement schedule and loan for the center fire station. And I think that's been filed too, but, so the town residents voted to, part fundraising and Australian ballot to raise $175,000 to contribute to the the demolition and reconstruction of the center fire station, which is underway right now. And so we just need to know when, we just have to decide when do we actually take out the loan and begin dispersing money, and how we're going to go about doing that.
Right now, Charlotte is getting interest rates
Yeah,
for the
want to come
loan.
back? This
Okay,
is still
want me to come
more.
back up?
Yeah. I was gonna say, we could have moved right to him right then.
Yeah, and I hope I'm correct on this information.
I hope
did
you
talk-
are.
I did talk to Charlotte today. She is working on getting interest rates for the loan. She checked with, I think it was People's on an interest rate, and then who we do our bank and TD Bank, is it? Who we do it? Bank?
Or is it merchants?
Or merchants, alright, merchants. She should find out like next week on the interest rate on that. We were thinking around May 1st. It'd be nice to have the money available. Do I think it's gonna be right at May 1st? No, but I don't think we want it too late, or late.
Well, we have money, I guess, that's been donated that's available.
Right.
Are we spending that first, I imagine?
Yeah, and that comes off from the 175.
Yep.
So I think the loan is, just say 135, I think, right around there.
Mm-hmm.
And then, well, of course, Maria is our treasurer for the fire department. So, after the fire department expends their money, then the town's money kicks in. And then they were hoping to get it all in one lump sum, so then Maria can disperse it when the contractor needs it, instead of having the town write each bill to the contractor. Am I explaining that correctly?
I think so.
Okay. So, I think Charlotte thought she'd have everything ready for the 26th. Is that the
Well, I guess I'm just a little confused though.
26th?
We're not just gonna, the money that we're borrowing, are we just gonna, take all of that out, or are we gonna, do it in stages as we make payments?
The only thing I would like to see is that there's some protection for the residents of Dummerston. We don't just, in other words, the builder, I'm assuming, has given you a schedule of payments when he completes certain sections. So I would not wanna just give the whole check if the building's only 2/3 done, because we have no recourse if the building doesn't get completed to fire department's satisfaction. I would like to see, and if it's April, whatever it is, he's gonna be quite a ways along probably already anyway, but I just think there needs to be progress that's completed that we're paying for, which is how he bills the fire department anyway, I assume. Once he gets something done, then he gets a segment of the payment. And I don't want, I would hate to put the town's money into something that isn't completed, because we would have no recourse to claim that back.
You were not giving it to the builder anyways,
Right.
as the board. You were giving it to the fire department, what was
Right.
voted.
Yeah.
So I don't think that that's really, and it's up to the fire department to make sure that the building is done. And the fire department to make sure each portion is distributed at the correct time. So.
What I was just saying, Lee, and I agree with Steve on that, but, I mean, it would seem silly to, take out a $135,000 loan and just put the money in the bank, back in the bank, and pay interest on it. It would be nice if we could, take it out in a 2 or 3 increments as we need the funds to pay the bills, if you will.
Yeah, these questions should be directed towards somebody other than me.
Yeah, or maybe.
I am not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not the treasurer. I just know that when you're the contractor and you complete something the day after your select board meeting, and you're expected to get $36,000 for that completion, then you should be able to get paid the $36,000 instead of waiting for 2 weeks. And I believe that we do have to trust, we trust Maria with our money in the fire department. She's not gonna pay anything. We've gotta trust Maria to pay these bills, because we only meet once a month to make motions to pay bills. I just think it's kind of, I just think it's, and we're gonna have over $100,000 into the project already of the town's and the fire department's money before we even ask for this money. So I think it's,
So
I think it's kind of.
it's been projected out, like how far the fire department's money, like how many payments you'll make, so can you anticipate that you're gonna need a town payment by May, whatever day, or is that, have you kind of like projected out the payment schedule? I mean, he must have a timeline on when he's gonna complete certain.
Yeah, it's not really a, I wouldn't say it was a timeline as far as, the projected date of, completion is like, August. But, we're not, saying, it's gotta be August 1st or else you get penalized,
Yeah.
$10,000 a day or whatever.
I wonder if our treasurer should talk with your treasurer.
Yes. Oh, I
Do you think?
think that's the way to go. I think, and I think our treasurer should come up here and answer the questions, these kind of questions. Cause as far as taking out a mortgage, 30,000 here, 30,000 there throughout a 4-month period, if you're gonna save, $100, if that's the way to go. Or do you take it all out at one lump sum? I'm not sure. I've never borrowed on a line of credit or whatever.
So you,
Yeah, I just think my thought process was, we're handing over town money, we wanna make sure that we're at a completed stage. I don't mean not necessarily even the whole project, but we need to know that we're paying for a completed stage.
And I-
So we should talk to somebody that, on the building committee or whatever, that's,
Yeah, and I mean, I'm on the building committee.
it's just food for thought.
Oh, I know.
I wanna
And-
protect
and-
the
And we've
township.
definitely talked about this already in the fire department, with Maria, Lori, Charlotte, and that's what we had come up with. So if we wanna do something different, then it's gotta be a lot more discussion
Okay,
between
so
them.
we just need to feel like we're in the loop, because
Right,
there's no
Yes.
question that, the voters voted this, and so we're not going to jerk you around or anything.
Right,
Uh,
it's just make sure that we're protecting the residents who are paying the taxes to do it, that's my thought.
Yes.
We just
Okay.
need, our treasurer, we need to work out a schedule
Yes.
with your treasurer.
yes,
So the builder's happy,
right.
everyone's
Exactly.
happy.
Have your people talk to
Yeah.
other people, okay?
Yeah, yeah, all right. Okay. And I guess we'll know more on the 26th?
So when Charlotte gets the.
Yep.
Right.
And if you would like her to check on incremental payments or incremental loan.
So when you were meeting with Charlotte and Lori and,
Yeah.
if we could have been part of that discussion, then we'd be up to speed right now.
Okay.
It seems like we're, behind on what's already been discussed and talked about. So we just need to get
Okay,
up to speed with everyone else, and then.
And I'm sort of wondering, I mean, what is the security for the loan? Is is there gonna be a mortgage on the property? Or is the town just, is it the town's credit that's serving as the security?
Oh, I understood there'd be a mortgage on the property, was what I thought, but
Right.
I could be wrong, but that's what I understood.
Well, that would make sense to me.
I think you could ask the treasurer of the fire department what they were thinking.
Yeah. Yeah. I think I could have that conversation.
Okay.
And I'm sure she'd be glad to come up and visit.
Sure.
Right. Any other?
I'll go back to back row.
Okay. All right. So, all right. Let's see, the local emergency operations plan, which has to be updated every year. And that's been done in one of these files, new business. And there were, let's see, it was sent around as a zip file, and of course I couldn't open that. So Dawn sent different files, and I forwarded them to you. And so of the 246 pages, are you guys feeling up to speed?
I memorized it.
All right. I did find that on page 191, there was a place where we have to sign.
You looked at page 191 anyway, yeah.
Yeah.
you were comfortable with it.
I'm gonna move that we approve and sign the local emergency operation plan.
I'll second that.
Okay, any discussion? All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, so that's just the chair signs, so I'll sign that. And we'll be done with that. Okay, unfinished business. We still have some appointments. And we have a candidate for the assistant emergency management director, Carol Wood, whom we interviewed and then forgot to vote on.
Yeah.
I move we approve Carol Wood as the Assistant Emergency Management Director.
Second.
Okay. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I would abstain, I wasn't here for that interview. so-
Okay.
I would move that we appoint Nikki Talbot to the Planning Commission.
I'll second that.
Okay. Nicole Talbot. Okay. Okay. Any discussion? Let's see, how many year position is that? Is that an open seat right now? Or-
Yes.
So it's a 4-year term. And she's replacing, who is she replacing?
Did we replace Andrew already? Brian replaced Cindy Wilcox.
We replaced Cindy Wilcox, I think.
So and we, Brian Richardson, so I think she would be replacing Andy McFarland, right?
Yeah, so,
So it's a 4-year term regardless, they're all 4-year terms, right? Yes, they are.
okay,
The other ones were just completing the term in
Yeah.
place.
Brian was just completing Cindy's, yeah.
Yeah, so this is a new 4-year term, she's gonna
well,
Well,
Andrew wasn't ready for another year, so,
yeah, so technically this would be till 2018.
yeah.
say. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
All right, so to finish out a term that is up in 2018.
Yeah.
All right. So any other discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
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 Aye. Great.
So I did finally contact Chad Farnham, and he is willing to stay on the DRB.
Okay.
And I think you had checked into the legalities of that.
Right, so and unless we require residency in any of our policies, then he's good to go.
I did tell him that it was my understanding that he could not serve as first constable, and we reappointed somebody else already.
That's,
And then at the same time, I did finally get a hold of Godfrey Renard, and he would continue to be tree warden, and we've already appointed him anyway, so. But I was supposed to verify that with him.
Okay.
And I can't remember if we already, did we already appoint, yeah, I think we did. It just was verifying that it was okay that he would continue to serve. We already, no, we gotta appoint Chad Farnham, we didn't appoint him yet.
No, no.
okay.
Okay, so I'll move that we appoint Chad Farnham to the DRB. He did say he would prefer to stay an alternate.
Yeah, I think that
Okay.
would be fine.
Yep.
So he is moving from was he an alternate?
Yeah, he
he's-
was an
He's an
alternate.
alternate, just staying an alternate.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll second that motion.
Okay. All right, any discussion?
2018.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, Chad Farnham's reappointed for a 1-year seat as an alternate on the DRB.
And I did speak with Roger Turner, he is back.
Yep.
And he is willing to continue to serve on the Wyndham Regional Commission.
Okay, great.
And did everybody guess done? Oh yeah, Elizabeth, I got a hold of Elizabeth Wood, I think she was the last one I had for the Farmland Committee, and she is gonna stay on the Farmland Committee,
Okay,
Farmland Protection.
all right, do you want to, can we have motions?
Do you want to combine them?
Yeah, can we do that?
Sure.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, we'll check with Carla for combining.
Oh, all the.
No, just Roger Turner for the Wyndham Regional Commission
Mhm.
and Elizabeth Wood for the Farmland Commission. And who's going to make the motion?
I will.
Joe made the motion,
Yeah.
I'll second the motion.
you seconded it. Okay, any discussion? As you can imagine,
Are you pulling teeth
the
tonight too?
Wyndham Regional Commission has sent us a lot of letters about, getting our reps into them, so this will cut down on our,
So you just need
Mail.
Roger, right? Okay.
okay. Any other discussion? All those in favor? Aye. All right, so Roger Turner, Wyndham Regional Commission, and Elizabeth Wood, the Farmland Protection. Do we have anyone else? Carrie Ritson has said that she does not want to continue, or not at this time, on the Recreation Board. So I don't have anyone else on my list that we need to. We're still looking for people who would like to join the Recreation Committee,
Are we still short on the DRB?
yes, we're going to interview someone next, later this month, but we still may need another alternate. Is that right?
I thought that made it.
We haven't replaced
Yes, we need another
Marty,
alternate.
right? So we need to replace Beverly and Marty still, right?
Yes, we
Yes.
need,
Yeah.
definitely, so we need 2 more people for the DRB.
And the interview you have set up, that is for a seat for an alternate.
I would think it might be a seat, I guess we can decide once we do the interview, but.
Okay.
The Energy Committee, like more people. Okay, but if we don't have anybody else right now, then
Oh.
let's see. I don't have anything else. Anyone have anything else other than executive session?
No, I'll move we go into executive session to discuss a personnel issue.
I'll second that.
Okay. And I don't think we will have any decision.
So we can let Rich go.
Yep.
Yes, we can turn off the camera.
All set?
Okay.
Oh, all those in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay.